Welcome to GOODWorks WNC. I'm Michael Truffin. We are here at Trevini Italian Kitchen in Biltmore Park Town Square. This segment is sponsored by Moore Funeral Home at Forest Lawn. And with us is John Massey, the Executive Director of the Veterans Healing Farm. John, welcome. Glad you're here.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
Now, you've been with us before on GOODWorks, but take us back for those who haven't seen us. What is the Veterans Healing Farm?
Sure. Thanks for having me here for the second time. In terms of what we do at the Veterans Healing Farm, my passion is really to impact the overall veteran community in a variety of different ways. Call it the red bullseye at the center of the dartboard is really veteran suicide. It's an epidemic, and it's something in which is a national tragedy. And so that's the essence of kind of what motivates me. But in terms of the actual services and programs that we offer, we really emphasize innovation and are looking to address root causes and offer services and programs that really make an overall impact on the ripple of the kind of variety of veteran issues that are taking place right now.
So one of the big programs you all have is delivering produce to the VA hospital.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
So the VA hospital produce donations, they're twofold in terms of how they work. For one, in terms of the people that actually participate in growing the food. I think there's a sense of mission loss when you leave the military, in which by coming out and participating in a program in which allows you to get out in nature, do some physical exercise, learn a sustainable skill like horticulture, and then also be a part of a overall mission to help others that are either in need or I guess that rolls into the second point. The second point is the people that actually receive the food. We emphasize that it's not for low-income families. This is for all veterans. And so when we set up last year at the VA hospital, we were there for 13 weeks, and we set up a produce table in which any veteran passing by can essentially take what they would want. And we always said this has nothing to do with your socioeconomic bracket. This is everything to do with us having the opportunity to honor and respect you and show you love and essentially just thank you for what you've done for our country. And I think that is essentially a really important part of what we do. I think unfortunately in our society sometimes there's a little bit of shame that's associated with being in need. And right now in terms of most food pantries, at no fault to the food pantry, they often have difficulty having access to really high quality produce. And so for us, by kind of growing the first fruits, the very best produce that we can possibly grow, and handing it to veterans to where it's a veteran that's grown this for other veterans, I feel like there's dignity associated with that. And it's us saying to these individuals that you're not forgotten, that we care about you and we love you.
So you have some other new programs. I know you all have been very busy. What new programs do you all have for 2017?
We have been very busy. In terms of kind of the primary program that we're launching this summer, we've basically been working on a large building project. It's a community center that is in honor of a local veteran who lost his life, took his life to symptoms of PTSD, and it's called the Joshua McCardle Community Center. And this facility is going to allow us to bring veterans out from around the country, and we're going to be offering a boot camp in which the goal is to make it completely free of charge for the veterans. And we are going to begin to host workshops in which we train them in the methods needed to replicate our program so that other veterans from around the country will be able to work with their local VA hospitals and implement a similar program to what we've created.
So, incredible project, and I've seen the progress that you all have done. Quick question, do you have a favorite crop that you all are growing this season?
Yeah, I would say so. Trinidad scorpion peppers are cool, but in terms of something that we've discovered that can be grown in Western North Carolina that most folks aren't aware of, there is a crop called moringa. And moringa is the most nutriently dense food on the planet, and it's a tropical tree. And most people would never have thought of growing a tropical tree as an annual crop. But we are going to be growing thousands of these plants this year. And the greatest part about it is that the product can be dried, powdered, and turned into a shelf-stable product that can be sprinkled into a protein shake, into a smoothie, and a variety of other applications such as teas and soups and such.
You know, your organization is really on the cutting edge. Really, you're always looking forward. I've always been impressed with you on that. What's the long-term vision here? What's the game?
The long-term vision is for us to create a national network. And so we are currently working on a series of kind of trademarks and things of that nature in order to secure the vision. But the idea is that we are trying to create a replicatable program that's going to be free of charge. A lot of folks have heard of the idea of permaculture, which stands for permanent agriculture. And what we've created is a concept called perma-tribe, which is permanent tribe. And so my vision is that throughout the nation, there will be these micro communities, these groups of, say, 40, 50 families that are really intentional about the time that they spend with each other. You know, we want to create an environment where if people ask you how you're doing, they actually want to know the answer. And if folks stop showing up, folks notice and pick up the phone, and just a place that you can be authentic and transparent. And so what we're doing in terms of the actual facility that we've just built, the idea is that we can only serve a small group of people. However, with technology, we are living in a time in which the opportunity to reach the masses is upon us. And so at this point in time, what we're looking at is incorporating 360 technology, which is essentially going to allow veterans from around the country to put on a VR headset, a virtual reality headset, and live stream the workshops. And so they, for all intensive purposes, when they look to their left and their right, they are at the program. And so my goal is, in addition to that, in addition to the live stream, we'll also take these workshops, edit them down, make a series of videos, and create an online training program in which veterans from around the country will have access to all of the information that we've acquired in order for us to be able to do what we've done, and to make that information available as an open source project, free of charge, available to the masses, saying to other veterans, here's what's worked for us, now you have access to it, use it as you choose, eat the meat, spit out the bones, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, and just really encourage this more or less a movement, create a grassroots movement.
As you said to me last week, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach him how to fish for a lifetime, and in this tribe it looks to be growing.
Absolutely.
Incredible. How can people get involved, or how can people participate?
So right now we are continuing to grow in terms of our reach, and in terms of the crop production this summer. We are having a lot of opportunities for people to come out and to put in work hours in the field if they choose. We also have a variety of other administrative needs, and then obviously from a financial standpoint, a lot of what we're doing, a lot of these kind of cutting edge technologies do cost money, and so financial donations are always appreciated.
Thank you to our sponsor, Moore Funeral Home at Forest Lawn, wonderful sponsors. Trevini Italian Kitchen and GOODWorks is presented by Crunch Media. Thank you.